Fresh Squeeze Noise Eurorack patch 17. Usual setup here, I have the ABCs going to the output mixer. I have my circadian rhythm feeding the Tempi clock. I'm going to take the output of the sub of the STO and go into my input of my Lifeforms binary filter. I'm going to take the output of that and go into the reverb from audio damage. Then I'm going to take this output and I'm going to go into the channel 1 input on this VCA. Then I'm going to take that output, the sum output, and go into my mixer. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take one of the clocks of the Tempi and go into the input of maths. And I'm going to take the output of maths and I'm going to go into the CV input of the VCA. Now I'm going to divide this down. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take one more of these Tempi outputs and go into the X clock of Rene. And then I'm going to take the quantized out of that and go into the 1 volt per octave on Braids. Then I'm going to take the output of that and go into the input of clouds. Then I'm going to take the output of clouds and go into the Dub Junior. And then I'm going to take the output of that and go into the mixer. Now I'm going to divide that down. Next, I'm going to take one of the outputs from Circadian Rhythm and go into the trigger 1 of peaks. I'm going to switch this to drum, and I'm going to take the number 1 output of that and go into the mixer. Now I'm going to start the loop, switch to 64 mode, go to that channel, and add just a few steps. Next, I'm going to take one more of the Circadian Rhythm outputs and go into the Mutant HiHat's trigger, and then I'm going to take the output of that and go straight into the output. Then I'm going to switch to that channel and add some steps. I just realized I plugged that into the wrong trigger. So here we go. Next, I'm going to take one more of the Circadian Rhythm outs and go into the trigger in on the Mutant bass drum. And then I'm going to take the output of the distorted side and go into the output. Now I'm going to switch to that channel and add a couple steps. I'm going to kind of mess with this Mutant bass drum a little bit. I'm actually going to try something. I'm going to take this output and go into the pitch CV. I'm going to try one more thing. I'm going to take the output from this LFO and I'm going to go into the volt per octave of clouds. It's a little fast, so what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to take one more of these Tempi outs and I'm going to go into channel 4's trigger in on maths, and then I'm going to take the output of channel 4 and go into the 1 volt per octave. And you can see it's kind of going all over the place. So what we're going to do is we're going to divide this down, give some motion to that pitch. I'm going to try one more thing. I never know what this is called. I think it's Unity, or there's a name for that output. But I'm going to take that output, I'm going to try it in a few spots. One, I'm going to try it in the color of ring. Just see what that does. Let's see what it does in timbre. I do like it in the color, but you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take it to this multiplier. Then I'm going to take one of these outputs from here, and I'm going to go into color. I'm really okay with this sample right here. It sounds really good. I'm going to take one more of these multiple outs from I'm going to call it the Unity out of maths, and I'm going to go into the linear input on the STO. Thanks for watching. If you like what you saw here and want to see more, please subscribe. If you have any comments or questions, leave those below. And until next time.